care about. And what you will learn is some people want money, and some people want time with their family, and some people want title, and some people want creativity. And it is your job. How many people are the CEO of the company? It is your job to know every single one of those things about every single person every single day. Because 23-year-old Sally at 27 wants
now we're at 1,000 and I don't know.
31-year-old Charlie at 34 wants different.
I'm like listening to this.
This ecosystem.
I'm talking to myself.
Starts paying
and I recognize the vulnerability.
To the human elements that will drive our business.
This is why anybody who's watching this right now, if you have less than 50 fucking employees, you have no fucking excuse. You know everything about all of them.
Conversation.
That's how I built the foundation of this.
Decade. Thank you.
That's a beast. So that crushed. All right, now let's get into the feedback. Did we have pushback? Like a lot of pushback?
Some.
Yeah. Can't wait. You're gonna ask me something about?
Yeah.
I've got some challenges. Let's go. Fucking.
Yeah.
Rob, you think I'm fucking scared?
On both sides.
I don't hear it either way. Go ahead.
If the most talented employees in an organization are toxic, who's actually responsible for creating that culture that leads them to being toxic? You talk about firing the toxic employee, but is that curing the symptom or the illness?
Well, when you ready? Yeah. Ready to type?
Yeah. Yep.
Well, first and foremost, there's only one person it can be other than them, and that's you. So the reality is either you are always going to be the issue, and over time you'll realize that, or it's them. So whose responsibility is it? Their past experiences, their parents, their DNA, their circumstances, or actually it's you.
By you mean the boss?
You, the owner. The boss. Like, if this is being asked by somebody who's a middle manager, then the whole thing's broken. If you noticed, I was talking to the CEO or owner of the company.
Yep.
If you're a middle manager, if you're like an upper manager, if Andy, who manages Team Gary, has got the problem, that's me or it's you who works for Andy. He's stuck. He's in the middle. This video was very specific to business. Notice how I talked over it just now and said 50 people. That's on you. So I'm speaking to business owners, founders, or CEOs who have full control. And if it's you that's the problem, over time that will expose itself because you'll have a revolving door. All right, while you're typing that, I'll just engage here a little bit with Twitter and Instagram. Baseball tournament directors are ruining baseball. My dude, come on. What up, everybody? Taking questions if you go to empathywines.com and order the Club Empathy. And I will absolutely ask your questions. So repeating that for everybody who's just joining, if you go to empathywines.com right now and order Club Empathy, I will call you and answer your question. Right, Nate? 0 orders so far.
Couple 3-packs.
Couple 3-packs, which I appreciate. Thank you so much from everybody. But if you order the case recurring, that is a guaranteed phone call. And if nobody orders the case, we will go to the people who ordered 3-packs and call them.
Okay.
But guaranteed to get in before the end of the night if you order the case subscription. The real question is how many people right now on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook buy 36 bottles of wine a year? And the biggest thing I hear from a lot of people like, Gary, I only drink, rosé and red, so I don't want to order the subscription. I'm like, dude, give away the 12 bottles of white. I mean, the math, if you just buy the rosé, and it's $7 more, right, on the 3-pack?
Compared
it's
to
27.
Compared to 20.
What's the 6-pack?
25.
25. Like, my thing is like at 27 versus 20, you're better off just like buying the whole subscription than buying 27 and 27. How much is 27 times 12? 240 plus 84. It's 332, 664. My math is much better than yours, Batman. 664 versus 720. So the delta's small.
I don't know what you were trying to do just there, but I agree.
Yeah. Well, I guess later on, actually, it's 480 versus 720 if you wait to the end. Guys, what we're doing is after subscriptions are after the wines are all released, then you can buy them a la carte. But for now, it's a subscription. Anyway, real quick, if you go to empathywines.com right now and order a case subscription, Nate's getting into orders right now. We will call you and answer your question here tonight. Better than spending $12,000 on 4Ds. And getting your question asked by me. Just saying. You get a lot more with 4Ds. But you get fucking wine with this, D-Rob. All right, go ahead.
It's a nice thought, But if this advice was followed, then companies like Apple would have removed their CEOs and possibly would have never become the business juggernauts that they became. In some cases, toxic people definitely need to be removed, but organizations also have to figure out how to keep difficult people while containing the fallout and minimizing their negative impact on their coworkers. The big question is, who decides how to discourage that behavior, and is anyone above the law at the company?
Yeah, so I think that's fine. You can reply, that's fine, and I respect that point of view, and it's a sound point of view. A couple things on using Apple as an example. That is where the founder and CEO was not necessarily the most culturally awesome person. And for anybody who's that, she or he has that right. There are plenty of people that have gone on to build successful businesses on the back of that. However, that is also looking at the past, not looking at the current or the future. My big question is, how many of those amazing executives that changed the course of Apple would have stayed if it wasn't 1991 and 1984 instead of 2018 when the temperature of our society has clearly changed? Thank you, D-Rock. One of the biggest reasons I get a lot of pushback is people point to the past when I'm auditing the current with anticipating the future. The biggest debate that I have with so many people in the media world, around the housing thing, around my ideas, around this Apple point, is what would Steve Jobs' day-to-day look like in today's macro culture? I mean, I think Elon Musk is a butterfly compared to what you hear about Steve Jobs, and people have a lot of cynicism to the way he rolls. Well, what kind of cynicism would be put on Steve Jobs in today's environment? That's like saying, think about all the cultural things we accepted in 1964 that we don't accept today. Thank you, D-Rock.
We got a club order.
We got a club order?
We got a club
Well,
order.
let's call that person. They deserve it right away. Club orders coming through. You're getting phone calls first, then jumping to LinkedIn. Anybody who's ordering 3-pack subscriptions right now, which thank you very much. We will get to you next if we don't have that many club orders. We're getting some of those 3-pack orders, right?
Yeah.
Please enjoy this Verizon ringback tone while your party is asleep.
This is awesome. By the way, I really appreciate the support on Empathy. If I brought you any value ever, ordering a 3-pack means the world to me.
Hello.
Hello, James. This is Gary Vaynerchuk from Empathy Wines, and I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for your Club Empathy subscription.
Hey, Gary. You know what, man? I just love everything you got going on. And first of all, I want to introduce myself. I'm Crystal Zizov's baby brother.
I apologize. Cut off on me. One more time. Whose baby brother are you?
I'm Crystal Zizov's baby brother.
Get out of town. That's amazing. It's a real pleasure, brother.
Hey, man. I just got to tell you, man, the pleasure's all mine, you know. I just love that. Like, my heart's beating like from here to the moon right now. I just, I've been doing my business now for 16 years, and I just celebrated 16 years last month, and, having my daily V every day kind of gets me through everything, and I just want to thank you for that. One of the things that I love the most is when you share your story about the Jets sweater. And in first grade, I wanted to be Hulk Hogan, and my mom actually made my Hulk Hogan costume instead of buying it for me. And, so it's just a lot of similarities, and, like I said, I'm not going to lie, I'm just, really nervous right now talking to you, I'm not going to lie.
I'm super flattered, don't even worry, get unnervous, I don't mean shit.
So, you know what, it's just a lot of similarities, my parents are off the boat. My dad's from Macedonia. My mom's from Greece. They, their villages are, an hour and a half apart. But yet they met in Rochester, New York. And
that's amazing.
And myself and my brother are the byproducts of my grandparents and my parents, and it's just so cool that I share a lot of similarities with someone like yourself, and vice versa. And
I appreciate it. Is there anything I can answer for you while we're on the phone?
I'll be honest with you. You answer a lot of my daily questions all the time, and I have a million questions for you, but at this moment I can't even think of one. I'm not going to lie.
Send me an email if something pops up. It's funny. I talk often about, giving without expectation, and, all the content I put out, all this, Nate, Trouty, Nor, and I, we have 24,000 cases to sell of this wine. We've sold, 6,000. 5,000. We have 25,000 cases to sell. We've been pushing hard for 4 months and we sold 5,000. So you can imagine it's such an uphill battle, right? I'm in a place in my career where sitting here for the next 3 hours trying to sell a couple cases here and there. Like, I'm putting in the work. And so, like, even though you give a lot, like, the level of gratitude I have, brother James, like, the level of gratitude I have right now that you bought these 3 cases means the world to me. I mean it. Like, I think people are very confused about what it means to live in the dirt. Like, I still live in the dirt. My ambitions are in the clouds. But I sit here tonight on a Monday night at 9:22 p.m. with, like, in a lot of people's eyes, the world in my hands, and I'm sitting here hustling to sell wine, to provide value, to answer questions. You'd be stunned. As much as you're nervous to talk to me, if you felt the warmth in my soul right this second. Bro, I've been on live for about 15 minutes. I put out the most content, engage the most, do the most, all for free, and you're the only person so far that has ordered a Club Empathy. For the tens of thousands of people that are watching.
I couldn't do it fast enough, man. You know, and they call me Jimmy Z, and that's my restaurant's name is Jimmy Z's. It's in Brockport, New York, and that's just you know, and like I said, 16 years of grind, and you know, and 3rd generation in the business, and you know, and like I said, just I spoke where I'm in a college town, and I spoke to these kids, and I'm like, 16 years ago I was doing this to spread the name, and now I said, how many people here didn't know who I was before I walked in here? And only one hand raised that didn't know who I was, and I said, but I'm still here even though you guys know who I am, because you guys, there's people that gave me the opportunity to make it this far, and now it's my duty, my civil duty to teach you everything that I taught, and the same person that took their time and the time you take every day, bro. I love you for that, and you know what, man? I have, like I said, I'd love to drop you an email.
Please. Please.
And you know. Go ahead.
I appreciate it, man. Thank you so much. It means a lot to me. It really does. And by the way, like what's most exciting about this is like the wine, people are going to give it to people. First of all, the rosé thing is huge for me because I think we made the best rosé. So I think our world's about to change next week when people start tasting it. So
I'm not giving away the rosé because that's my favorite. The wine, the red and the white. The red and the white's gonna go. But yeah, man, I had an awesome documentary made for the 16-year anniversary and got a lot of local flavor. Hopefully, I want to email you a link to that. Hopefully, they have 23 minutes to watch it. That would mean the world to me. And
23 minutes. You better buy fucking 5,000 cases of Club Empathy for 23 minutes. I'll do my best. I'm gonna make D-Rock watch it, and then he'll give me the cliff notes.
Listen, that's fine, and hopefully one day we can watch a Jets game together and drink some beers in New York.
I love it, brother. Thank you so much.
Take care.
Take care. By the way, I also want to say this because it's a caveat. For as much of like the sob story and like the guilt trip of this, I mean this with the bottom of my heart. If you don't drink 3 cases of wine, if you can't figure out how to give it away, if you like have no use for it, $720 is a lot of money. I expect everybody should be pouring that back into their own businesses. You know, buying D-Rock's kit that he promotes super well. Like, you should be doing whatever you want that's best for you. And I love life so much. Point being, that was just more of a shout out for D-Rock's kit and the Raz. Both. It was like an amazing feeling. Yeah, you won twice.
D-Rock.
I don't expect shit. It's unbelievable. Like, living without expectations is unbelievable. But if you buy 3 cases of wine a year, that's between 15, if it's even 15, because I'll take that delta on the $5 at like fucking Costco. Like if you're buying your fucking wine at Albertsons and you're buying $20 horse shit, I'm gonna fucking kill you if you don't sign up for Club Empathy. If you somehow have consumed a fuckload of my content for free and equally buy $20, $15, $22, $27 horse shit at fucking Bevmo or Total Wine and you're not buying Club Empathy, you're a fucking dick face. Rog off, let me answer a question. And then, Nate, how many
some calls to get to?
Are we getting some Club Empathies now?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, really? The plea worked. I love you guys so much. Go ahead. Let me answer some LinkedIn, then we'll bounce out. Guys, on a serious note, and I'm pumped because what you just ordered means the world to me. We're going to, by the way, at this point, I would probably not order 3 bottles if you expect to get in the queue because enough Club Empathies are coming in that's going to take me too long.
14 people.
Yeah, 14 people. I've got 2 more hours here between answering LinkedIn and being long-winded. I don't want to bullshit anybody. Do not order 3 bottles anymore if you're expecting to get into the calls. We're going to only do the calls, but I'm going to get to everybody who buys Club Empathy. If you're buying 3 cases tonight, I'm fucking calling you. So, but real quick on no bullshit, we made a fucking rosé that people, like I think, by the way, if you bought it and a bunch you bought prior, please share your tasting notes on video next week or this week. We're shipping 1,000 orders tomorrow.
We'll be shipping more than that this week.
But tomorrow, 1,000.
Yeah.
Have you seen the video?
What video?
The Whispering Angel?
No. You guys made a video?
Yeah.
You post on social?
It's unlisted through emails. The big public push is tomorrow.
Cool. Should I watch it?
Preview?
Yeah, let's preview for these fuckers. Is it not ready?
No, I can get it.
Okay. Go. Does he have it?
Oh, there you go. Back.
Okay. Let's go. Is this it?
I'm already a very naturally selective person, so now I'm just kind of like, I gotta sip it 10 more times to even be sure. Thank you.
Hold on, I gotta watch this.
Empathy. Wait, this is you guys. No?
T-Rock. I mean,
Struggling.
come on, you suck. What are you doing?
Go
Get
back
out of here. Get out of here. All right, guys, you're seeing it first.
Ooh. Dang. I'm already a very naturally selective person, so now I'm just kind of like, I gotta sip it 10 more times to even be sure.
Is that right?
Oh, you can't really see it, huh?
On a Sunday that I don't have anything on my calendar, that could be a several bottle day. I'm normally a red and rosé girl, so this is perfect for me.
Up until a couple of months ago, until I went to the Rosé Mansion, I wouldn't have said that rosé was my go-to wine, but it is now.
I think you can drink rosé year-round. Obviously it is pretty bomb.com during the summer, but it's great all the time, if you ask me.
I do like wine. I like it a lot, and as I get older, I appreciate it more. More on the sweet side, also more bubbly.
The biggest preconceived notions about rosé, probably the biggest one is that it has to be really cheap, and that it has to be drunk within a couple minutes of you buying the bottle.
Rosé's always all year. I feel like
This goes out tomorrow?
The hair's all year, the rosé.
What up, Samir?
Is this number one?
That's number
Eddie,
one.
I'm going to.
It's gorgeous, number one. It's a lot pinker.
Thank you so much for
that means
waking.
the great
What up, Hayden?
skin was in it longer. Is that what that means? Kind of more of a peach, and I'd say this one's more of a pinky sort of color.
This looks more like the type that I'm used to drinking. So we'll see if it tastes a little bit better than that guy.
All the way in the glass, right? Because I learned this during the video last week. Oh, that's pleasant.
The nose is more obviously fruitier. It's more explosive.
He didn't know, right?
More in your face.
I feel like this one is a little bit tangier
That's
than the
huge.
first one, in smell-wise. Okay?
Dude, we fucking made a good wine.
Interesting.
It smells kind of minerally, really fresh. Almost
I'm a little bit
like
nervous about it. We're doing the white blend
down
Thursday?
softener type
Can't wait.
freshness.
That goes down easily. That could be dangerous. On a Sunday that I don't have anything on my calendar, that could be a several
I'm
bottle
buying the 6
day.
now.
Sunday,
I'm gonna
Funday,
go
rosé for
King
sure.
Boris, it's only 12. Don't buy 6.
You know what I mean?
It feels
Oh, Hammy TV's
I
in.
think it
Love you,
matches,
Hammy.
it matches the color. I would expect that from this. Yeah, cranberry, cherry. There's almost like a Jolly Rancher S quality to the nose.
He's using the
It's
fucking...
definitely more
I
forward.
love your TV
Not too
changed the
sweet.
game.
And I feel like it has a good finish, too.
Just-
My mouth too, like the tannin.
Very naturally selective person, so now I'm just kind of like, I gotta sip it 10 more times to even be sure.
Gary.
Do I have to make those bird sounds? Are you supposed to make bird sounds? Not too
Gary, what's up, man?
sweet. I feel like pressure's
What up,
on.
Detroit
Me
gamer?
personally,
You're look, I'm
I like
literally
this.
ordering
I
right now.
could definitely drink both on a Sunday, rosé day. Probably repurchase a case.
Boy, it's liking.
You know why? Because I'm just a dinner person. I'm a huge point there. I would probably go with 2.
I feel like a kid on Christmas morning.